Hello and welcome back. I'm gonna sit down. Oh, oh yeah, that's so good. That's so good. All right. I turned out a lot of the lights in here. Maybe it's time. Oh, this magazine's a bit ripped up, but I know I'm in here somewhere. Oh yeah, where are my glasses? I don't know. I don't know at this moment. Oh well. I will. I will just do this. Yeah. Aha, here we are. Telecomputing workshop. You know, they always just put a little squiggly telephone line thing in here. I guess it's okay. It was just their style. I always thought they should have done something better, something different. Okay, I use VAX and cyber computers at work and would like to access them from my C64 at home. Do you know of any telecommunication software that will make a C64 emulate a VT100 terminal so I can do this? I own a C128. Oh, there's two questions here. I own a C128 and want to purchase a modem and terminal program so I can communicate with an IBM 3081 mainframe at work. The company I work for has a complex telecommunications network that requires an auto-dial, auto-answer modem and a terminal program capable of VT100 emulation. What modem and program can I use? VT100 terminal emulators for both the 64 and C128 are available. Rich Hill Telecommunications International, 200 West Beaver Creek, Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada, sells one for the 64. It's called Intel Term and costs $39.95. A new version that auto dials with various modems and auto answers will be out soon. I've heard about a VT 52 emulator for the 64. It's in the public domain. You can probably locate it through an organization called Public Domain Solutions that specializes in tracking down public domain programs. A VT100 emulator for the C128 in 128 mode is included on a disk of terminal programs that comes with the Commodore 1670 300/1200 baud modem. The 1670 is an auto-dial, auto-answer modem, so with it, you'll have everything you need to communicate with an IBM 3081. All right, I have a total telecommunications 300 baud modem that I use with my C64 when I'm connected to a local BBS or Quantum Link for a relatively short time. Everything works fine, but when I'm downloading a large program or I'm connected to Quantum Link's people connection for a good while, I start getting garbage on the screen and I can't enter anything from the keyboard. This usually occurs after an hour and a half of continuous use. Any suggestions? And that's from, I should say the names, Robert W. Sink from Centerville, Ohio. Sorry. By the way, what I'm doing here, this is Run Magazine. I used to write for Run Magazine. People would send me questions through a thing called the Telecomputing Workshop, and I would do my best to answer them. The first two questions were by Mike Ludiana from Kent, Washington, and Thomas R. Gidley, Bradford, M.A. Okay. Okay. let's see here. The fact that your computer works fine and it gets good and warm suggests a failing power supply, a problem most 64 owners run into at one time or another. This may happen when you're online because using the modem adds slightly to the power demand. Try borrowing a power supply and see if you still have the problem. If you can't borrow one, then buy one. It won't be a major investment and it will probably solve your problem. If all else fails, it might help to make sure the power supply you have gets plenty of ventilation. Mine, which I got 4 years ago, still works, and it's had a fan blowing over it for almost all of its life. A small, quiet fan will do the trick. Interesting. The other thing, looking back on that now, that I might have said is, maybe, possibly, maybe not. Anyway, it could be one of the chips in the machine that's going a little wonky. I don't know. Anyway, this episode or edition of Run is from November of 1986. I have a Commodore 1064 modem. I don't know of any bulletin boards near where I live, and the closest node of CompuServe is too expensive to call. Do you have a list of bulletin boards for my area? Here's another question. Oh, that was from Don Lewandowski from West Newton, Pennsylvania. Here's another one. I recently received a modem as a gift. I'm interested in calling some PBSs, but haven't been able to find any. I tried to contact the users group, but there doesn't seem to be one in my area. Could you print a list of numbers or tell me where I can find a list? It is often possible to find numbers for BBS systems by inquiring at a computer store, asking friends, or checking with the user group. If that doesn't work, however, Run's bulletin board, the running board at, and there's phone number, it has a section that lists BBS numbers. If you have a BBS system and would like it listed on the running board, write to us here at Run and give us the particulars and include the machine your system runs on, the machine's up and download protocols and baud rates it supports, the telephone number, the sysop's name, the operating hours, and any other pertinent information. Interesting. Oh, this looks like a long question. I've been using my C128 and a modem to access local bulletin boards and the Australian Video Tech System, BLATEL. I'd also like to communicate with the mainframe DEC VAX 11780 computer at my university, but my computer would need to emulate a DEC VT100 terminal. Heard that before. I've been able to find any VT100 emulation program for the C128 except the Mighty Mo package from Computer Devices International, which will emulate a VT100 terminal using a C64 and an XL80 cartridge. Since 128 always has 80 columns, I already own a modem. The Mighty Mo package doesn't seem like a very elegant solution to my problem. Can you suggest any program packages that would work? One of the terminal programs included with the Commodore 1670 modem is exactly what you're looking for. It's called VT100-128, and with it, the C128 emulates a DEC VT100 terminal in 80-column mode. If Commodore is selling the 1670 Australia, you should be able to get a copy of VT100 from anyone who has the modem. And I don't, like some people say, oh, you're promoting piracy. No, I don't think so. Commodore didn't care. I'm sure if they had, they would have said something. I've seen a program called Runtime Plus mentioned several times in the telecomputing workshop, but I missed the issues of Run in which the listing was published. Where can I get the program? The C64, that was from Tim Colas from Hood River. Oh, before that it was Chris Britton from Red Hill, Australia. The C64 terminal program you referred to appeared in the December 1985 run and January 1986 issues of Run. You can get back issues of the magazine by sending If you would rather not type the listing in, send for the Production Pack 2 disc from Run instead. It costs only $21.95 and contains Runtime Plus, along with a couple of new, never-before-published autodial programs that go with it, plus lots of other high-quality programs. You can order the disc through the Productivity Pack 2 ad in this issue of the magazine. Look under Run in the list of advertisers on the last page to locate the ad. Imagine. I just bought a Taihobo model TH002 modem. When I call some BBSs, it works perfectly, even BBSs that run on Apples. However, with some C64 bulletin boards, I get garbage on the screen. The sysops say it's either my parity or my stop bit settings. But I've altered these in every possible combination, and I still get garbage. What should I do? It sounds as though the trouble might be a severe case of line noise occurring between you and certain BBSs. The only way I can think of to verify this is to take your modem to visit another Commodore user in your area and try it from there. If you don't know anyone else with a Commodore, take your entire system to a friend's house. If the results are the same, it's very possible there's something wrong with your system, but I'd still try one more time at a third location. If you do get through to the BBS from another telephone, then the trouble probably does not lie in your phone line. Contact the phone company. Oh, it does lie in your phone line. Contact the phone company. They may be able to help. I remember there were places, and you may have heard of this. I know that, after it rained, gee, there was a lot of noise on the line. And, yes, the your phone company should help with such things. If there is trouble with the lines and things and stuff, anyway, they are there to provide you good service. Now, of course, who has phone lines? Kind of wish I still did. I wonder if I called Bell and said, look, I just want you to reconnect my phone line. I wonder if they do it. Okay. Oh, by the way, before that was Aaron Mumphrey. I've heard that the C64 can't operate a 2400 baud. Is this true? And if it is, why can't it? Can the C128 work at 1200 baud? The answer to whether the C64 can operate at 2400 baud is a definite almost maybe sometimes. It seems to depend on who you ask. Rick Sterling says his terminal program, Sixth Sense, will make most C64s work at 2400, but it's not guaranteed because apparently not all 64s have the same system, ROMs, or VIC2 chips. He says that to use the C64 2400 baud, you must adjust the baud rate factor, BRF, to 113 plus or minus 2. If that doesn't work, you've got the wrong kind of chips. Steve Punter of PunterNet tells me he's had a 64 going at 2400 baud with about 98% accuracy, but he couldn't save anything to disk with his 1541 drive at the same time. He said even a bus card 2 connected to an IEEE drive couldn't handle both jobs. And if that couldn't, there's no way a 1541 could. David Williams suggests that the reason the 64 is slow when it comes to telecommunications is it doesn't have an ACIA chip to handle telecommunications processing for the CPU. Instead, it simulates an RS-232 bus by means of firmware that depends on the non-maskable interrupts. Every time a bit is received from a modem, an interrupt occurs, during which code is executed that handles the bit in the context of all the others that have recently been received. Thus, some CPU time is required to handle each bit. If the bits arrive too fast, the processor can't finish dealing with one before the next one arrives. As to whether the C-128 will operate at 2400 baud, Kirk Sterling says the C-128 in 128 mode version of 6 cents will handle it with no trouble at all. This is because the VIC-2 chip can be disabled in 128 mode, whereupon the machine runs at 2 megahertz. Excuse me. The best telecommunications machine Commodore has on the market is the Plus 4. It has an ACIA chip which can transmit and receive at up to 19.2 kilobaud. I remember, I've told this story before, I was sitting in the back of a car talking with Jim Butterfield about that. And he said, oh yeah, the Plus 4, you'll be interested in that because it's got this wonderful communication chip. It sounded beautiful. Unfortunately, the machine didn't do well, and not a whole lot of people made things for it. But it might have done well. I seem to remember that, unfortunately, yeah, it didn't go well. Well, as Bill Hurd said, he was your best friend and your worst enemy, sort of, kind of. I don't remember exactly what he said, but one Christmas, he might have got a Plus 4 under the tree. And then you're like, what's this? And the next Christmas, a Commodore 128. And that was good. Good. Anyway, well, that's all the questions and answers from the November 1986 issue of Run Magazine, in which I answered questions about modems and telecommunications. And things. I did. There it is. There. I've even, over the years, I have signed a very few. Very, very few. Anyway, it's funny because, as I look back on all these questions and answers and things, I have very little memory of all of this. I'm quite pleased with that last question where I consulted with 3 different people, at least, who seemed to know what they were talking about. They did. Anyway, perhaps I will. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Oh dear. I've been trying to keep this phone going. Oh no, the battery's dying. Even though I have the screen turned down. Anyway. Alright. I'm not going to have this magazine fall down. I'm not. Alright. Well, that's enough for now. I'll see you back here at some point on the couch in the pool room. I'll read some more things as I continue to resurrect the pool room. For pool, or perhaps more likely for working on things. Have a lovely day. Oh, this is a low couch. Oh yeah. Bye for now.